We begin tonight with George Solis live in Kingston, Jamaica. George, the storm is moving out, but you are still experiencing those strong winds.
Tom, the winds are still whipping, and they're expected to continue through tonight. You can see just how high some of the surf is getting here. Roads still in the area are going to be impassable. Debris is littering a lot of the roadway, and the damage assessment is only just beginning.
Tonight, a devastating direct hit. Melissa slamming into Jamaica as a catastrophic Category 5 hurricane, pummeling the island with 185-mile-an-hour winds and torrential rain. The monster storm unleashing raging floodwaters and life-threatening storm surge, tearing roofs from homes and knocking out power for hundreds of thousands. This was the terrifying scene inside a hospital as Melissa ripped through. Tonight, officials cautioning people to avoid flooded areas where crocodiles may lurk.
Kingston may have been spared the worst of Melissa, but we are still experiencing those strong tropical force storm winds.
Tom just spoke with the Jamaican Prime Minister.
How is it right now in Jamaica?
Jamaica has sustained a major impact. The corridor of damage is significant. We have lost hospitals. Certainly, our road infrastructure would have been damaged.
Give us an update on the status of search and rescue operations. Have those started, or is it still too dangerous?
Still too dangerous to do search and rescue.
Before Melissa's historic landfall, officials had this dire final warning.
Don't bet against Melissa. It is a bet we can't win.
Melissa roared ashore midday in New Hope on the southwestern coast before slicing across the island to the resorts of Montego Bay.
Unfortunately, it's here.
It's here.
Wind has been pretty gnarly this morning.
Officials say some 25,000 tourists are stranded.
We were advised to put one of our mattresses on the window and barricade it with the tables that we have in the room.
People staying at this Montego Bay hotel were evacuated to the ballroom, where they rode out the storm, huddled together on the floor.
Yeah, the beach is just devastated.
Christina and Tony Malsciodi were in Negril, celebrating their 10th anniversary. Like many tourists, they scrambled to try and get out before airports closed, but their flight was canceled, leaving them stranded.
It was horrific. It was absolutely terrifying. And I think it was more for the fear of not knowing. I've broken down several times just crying. You know, I don't want to end my life here.
Melissa tying the record for the strongest Atlantic storm to ever make landfall. This was the reaction from our meteorologist at NBC6 in Miami, getting an update on the storm's unbelievable strength live on air.
Oh, my Jesus Christ.
The storm so dangerous, a Hurricane Hunter flight gathering data had to turn back for the second day in a row. Evacuations are now underway in Cuba, which is bracing for impact next. While here in Jamaica, it could take weeks to fully assess the full scope of Melissa's devastation.
George Solis joins us from Kingston tonight. George, we can see that storm surge there rising behind you. The Prime Minister told me it's still too dangerous to send search and rescue operations out. Have they given any indication when they may be able to get aid in and rescue some of those people?
Yeah, Tom, Jamaican officials saying they want to assess the nation's airports as soon as they are able to. That includes the one here in Kingston and Montego Bay, so that they are able to get some of those relief flights in to get help to those parts of the country that are going to need it most. Tom?
Oh my God. Respect the rules, oh yeah! The grade level black! Who there will I grade level black? God! Oh yeah!
Well, next door would come out and supply for room. That's Christ. And let post me try, let post a drop. Let post a drop. Something drop down in a roof in a shower. You just hear it. Just hear it. Well, next door would come out.
Not smiling until Friday. Nothing is funny this week. Hey, Shalom, Shalom. Call HALAL, YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHWASHI, BAHASHAM, QADASH has given all praise to the Most High and His only begotten Son, in the name of the Holy Spirit. Double honors to our teachers, the elders, and apostles of Great Millstone, who taught us His truth and sincerity. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect scattered abroad. Shalom to the 144,000. And real quick, this is just some footage of what's going on in Jamaica with this hurricane, which the locals are saying is not a natural storm. Okay, the way it made that turn, you know, how the birds are still there, and pretty much everything about the storm is not natural. And then people are talking about how, you know, this, you know, they're trying to make Jamaica a smart city. All right, which, hey, we're not ignorant of Satan's devices. We know what this man is doing behind the scenes, man. All right, but we are only concerned with the hopeful elect in Jamaica. Everybody else can get washed away. Okay, we're only concerned with the hopeful elect in Jamaica. You know, the Akim and Akwatha in Jamaica that believe in Yahweh BAHASHAM YAHWASHI and that has repented. Okay, everybody else, man, and that's no matter where you at. You know, there's nothing that's going to be able to save you from these destructions that's coming, man. And Esau's coming down with great wrath. He's gonna, he's just going to make things, you know, worse. You see. So, you know, get prepared to see more of this, man. All right, as we've been, you know, constantly reporting on these so-called natural disasters that aren't so natural. Get ready to see more of this, okay? And in the city that you in, look it up if they want to make that city a smart city, and if they do, expect some natural disasters and stuff like that to happen, because this is how they get people moved out so they can move where they want to move in. All right. But you see all this damage, all this debris. Okay, it's going to show you that the Lord is not playing anymore, man. The Lord is really about to turn up, you know, He's about to up the ante and, you know, start destroying a lot of people. Okay, people are talking about, you know, the destruction of property, but what about when this destruction start attacking you? They said a few people had died just in preparation of this storm. Imagine how much more are going to get, you know, are going to die after this storm with no electricity. You know, they might send, you know, those damn militia groups in there. That's what they do. When these storms come in, they'll send these militia groups in to up, you know, the body count. All right, and the locals are going online and they're exposing this, man. Okay. The locals are going online and they're exposing all this stuff, saying, you know, calling this man out for, you know, pretty much faking these storms. Okay, look at that. You know, that's not natural, man. All right, which we understand that they have, watch the movie Geostorm. They have the power to manipulate this weather. They have the power to, you know, send these storms. It went straight through Jamaica, man. That wasn't by coincidence. That was on purpose. Like I said, they want to bring in a smart city. All right, and this is how they do it. Okay, through violence. About a storm, so if you know anything about a storm, you never park your vehicle under a tree, okay, when a storm is coming. All right, because there go your vehicle. All right, but you better have some good insurance. And you can expect to see storms down here, you know, in Florida. Might get another storm this year. We got a bad storm last year that knocked out, you know, power. People's houses got flooded. You know, I'm grateful that, you know, my house didn't get flooded or any serious damage. Okay, but a lot of people, you know, weren't so lucky, or let me say blessed. Okay, but that's the point. I ain't gonna make this too long. I don't want to, you know, you see it. All right, but let me grab this too real quick. It says, this is the book of Psalms 83. And let's go to verse 15. It says, so persecute them with thy tempest and make them afraid with thy storm. And this is what the Lord is about to do. He's already doing to a lot of you people out here, man. He's going to start persecuting you with these storms, putting people to death by these storms. Okay, and making you afraid, you know. Hey, and we in that time, man. All right, where great death and destruction is coming. Let's grab this word tempest real quick. All right. It says a tempest, storm, whirlwind. Okay. A hurricane, stormy, tempest, whirlwind. So this word for tempest.
Strong's H, 5591. First reading. Sa'er. Sa'er. Second reading. Se'ara. Se'ara.
And as you see, it says a hurricane down here. Okay. It says a hurricane. All right. So, yeah, you know, the Lord is doing this, man. Let's bring it back. It says, fill their faces with shame that they may seek thy name, O Yahweh BAHASHAM YAHWASHI. And this is what people, you know, start to pray when these storms come. Let them be confounded and troubled forever. Yeah, let them be put to shame and perish. And that's what the Lord is doing. He's bringing much shame and going to cause a lot of people to perish behind these storms. In NOT it says, chase them with your fierce storm. Terrify them with your tempest. Because even if Esau did create this storm, it was ultimately the Lord that allowed it. He sanctioned it, man. And whoever died in these storms, the Lord the issues of death belong to Yahweh BAHASHAM YAHWASHI. So he is in control of both sides, man. It says, utter disgrace them until they submit to your name, O Yahweh BAHASHAM YAHWASHI. And this is what the Lord is doing. He's going to utterly disgrace you people. All the gods you believe in, you calling upon, you worshiping, they're not going to be able to help you in this time. And then in the back of your mind, you're going to remember those Hebrew Israelites were saying about Yahweh BAHASHAM YAHWASHI. Okay, but for a lot of these, it's going to be too late. Let them be ashamed and terrified forever. Let them die in disgrace. Then they will learn that you alone are called the Lord, that you alone are the most high, supreme over all the earth. And people don't understand that. They think that, you know, the Lord is just, you know, just doesn't matter, you know, or you can worship whatever God you want to worship. There's only one God, man. Okay. And if you're not serving Yahweh BAHASHAM YAHWASHI in truth and sincerity, then you're going to be taken by this destruction that's coming. Let's grab this real quick, though. I don't got a lot of time. Let's grab this. All right. I just typed in Jamaica Smart City. This is the AR overview. It says Jamaica's Smart City Initiative aims to integrate technology into urban planning to drive economic growth and improve quality of life. So they already got it, the initiative to do this, man. Okay. They already have the initiative to do this. Okay. And they want to do this all over. Okay. They want to make these smart cities, all right, all over. And in doing so, Satan. That's Satan, man. Salakia. Damn car, bro. Salakia. But, you know, they already have the initiative to do these things, man. All right. Where they want to bring in this technology, you know, this beast system, and better control the people. All right. So that just proves it. But jumping over here, it says, Micah chapter 2, verse 1, it says, woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. And they have the power to create storms. They have the power to aim these storms wherever they want to aim them. They have the power to strengthen them, to weaken them. They have the power to do all that. It says, and they covet fields and take them by violence. This is how they get in that land in Jamaica, because they're taking it by violence. Okay? They're sending a violent storm through there. I believe it was a category 5, and, you know, take that land, it says, and houses, and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage. And now they're talking about they want people to evacuate so they can come there and grab up all that land, man. We've seen it with Maui and Hawaii. We've seen it with in New Zealand. And I've reported on all these things, man. And that's our job as watchmen of the Lord, is to report on these things. If we see these things popping off, taking place, speak on them. Okay, speak on them. That's all the Lord wants us to do. That's all we was given the job to do. To speak on it, to be the mouthpiece of Yahweh BAHASHAM YAHWASHI. So lucky for the noise. Let's grab one more. I'll close out. It says 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11. Let Satan should get an advantage of us. We are not ignorant of his devices. And NLT said that Satan will not outsmart us. We are familiar with his evil schemes. So his devil can't outsmart us, man. He'll tell you it's a storm and it's just Mother Nature. But no, we understand that this man is doing this behind the scenes. Okay? He's the one that's bringing this stuff out. He's the one that's pushing this stuff. He's the one that's, perpetuating, these this destruction to property and lives, so that he can do what he want to do. All right, it's all a big ploy to control the people. All right, and ultimately bringing that beast system and make the people submit unto his plan. Okay, which is a new world order. So we're not simple. We understand what's going on. We know what time it is, man. You're gonna see a lot more of this. If you in a particular city, whatever city you in, it'll be wise to look it up. like I typed in Jamaica smart city, type in your city and then put smart city, and see if there's an initiative to turn your city into a smart city. And if it is, I advise you to move. I advise you to get away from that city, and it's best to get out of the cities anyways. You don't want to be in these particular cities, man. All right, Esau got plans for these particular cities. So, and that's something that I, when I had found my house, I made sure it wasn't by any like serious body of water. I made sure it wasn't around a lot of people, deep in the city, because that's gonna be the worst place to be when this place, go into shambles, man. All right, and you don't want to be on the other side of this man's wrath, okay? Which we know the Lord gonna be with us anyways, but still, make things better for yourself. Don't put yourself in a bad situation, okay? Because it might be cheaper or whatever, or it might not even be cheaper. Or for whatever reason, you want to be more, connected. You want to be close to your job. Hell nah, bro. It'll be wise to seek out, a particular, place to live that's not in these cities. All right. The worst place to be in the time we're coming into is in a major city. Shalom, Kama Shalom, Baba.